Sometimes games promise to spoil me by bringing together every element of the hobby I enjoy. The only problem is that the high hopes these titles inspire are just as likely to disappoint as they are to deliver on their vision. For me, Dragon's Crown was a title that walks this tightrope, with its beautifully hand-drawn sprites, RPG levelling, loot, and old-school brawling mixed with modern combos, encapsulating many of my loves. But can this new Vanillawear developed treat deliver, or will it end up half-baked? As the name implies, the catalyst for Dragon Crown's adventure is a crown fabled to control dragons. The king has gone to find it, with the goal of keeping it from his enemies and ensuring the kingdom's safety. But, fearing him dead, a power struggle is developed in the kingdom, with your adventurer quickly pulled into the conflict. In truth, there is very little to the story. Each completed quest sends events off in a new direction, and the twists do little more than provide flavour for the action. It does, however, provide a constant draw forward as the level of intensity and mechanics increase. Initially, it's very easy to compare Dragon's Crown to Golden Axe, and not simply due to its fancy setting, with each of the 6 selectable character classes having their own weapons and moves. These similarities run throughout the initial game, even incorporating mounts, magic, and huge boss fights. While the action never progresses beyond the classic 2D style of these old brawlers, the combat does. Finding secret areas and unlocking chests provides the chance to find loot with which to improve your fighter, just as completing stages and defeating enemies can reward you with experience that can be used to upgrade skills, providing the required criteria are met. Character strengths and abilities can create very different playstyles. Though these are apparent from the start, it is only as characters progress that you truly begin to see the diversity between individual warriors through their different upgrade paths, as their smooth combat becomes ever more complex. I played primarily as the elf, and, once online, quickly began to discover other elves with very different abilities. Looking through the upgrade tree, I soon saw where we diverged, with me more focused on knives and backstabbing, as they had looked to the status effects and buffs, resulting in very different characters. Initially, Dragon's Crown is fairly linear. While a hub area allows each of the 9 imaginative areas to be revisited in any order once unlocked, story stages are doled out one at a time. After finishing this opening period, however, the game mixes things up, asking you to revisit the 9 stages again in any order you desire to collect the orbs required to enter the final level. These are not simple reruns, however, with stages now branching into 2 paths, with the second leading to a new, more challenging boss fight. It is at this point the online multiplayer also opens up. Playing locally is always an option, but only after reaching the halfway point is it possible to hop into network play. This introduces new dynamics, if not simply that you are now sharing your choices and progression with other players. It also offers the ability to extend outings, chaining stages together for larger bonuses, useful in the late game as resources become more scarce and levels up more costly. Being so fun to play with friends, it may seem odd to introduce online play so late, but the time spent in single player ensures everyone knows how to play their characters before joining a party and taking the place of a valuable AI party member. If you have heard of Dragon's Crown before now, there is a good chance it will be for the visual style. This could have been due to how fantastically animated each of the sprites are, or because of the characters' ludicrously proportioned forms. Really, I'm skirting the issue, because ludicrously proportioned forms refers to many of the women's rounder attributes, specifically the sorceresses. Her ample form bounces gravity-defyingly through the world. But while it may over-exaggerate elements of the female form, it is in keeping with the game's overblown style. The art is not restricted simply to the player characters, however, with a host of imaginatively designed NPCs, enemies and bosses to populate the vibrant world. Each of these is made all the more impressive by virtue of their smooth animation constructed of individual sprites. Dragon's Crown delivers every bit on its promise to me. Where many games that have tried to capture a similar retro playstyle have failed, the blend of animation, complex combat and RPG elements here make this an experience that breathes new life into the genre. Certainly recommended for all fans of old school brawling and loot games, this is an experience that I fear will not get the attention it deserves when it hits PS3 and Vita on October 11th. Please give it a look.
Tune in again soon for more reviews, and remember to visit playdevil.com for all of your gaming news.